So after I had to stop yesterday in the middle of everything, but after I did that, I just kind of let it cool off. It was definitely in boiling water for 40 minutes. Then I brought it out here and immediately started to power wash it, and it came really clean really quickly. So I was happy with that. I'll continue to power wash it until I get as much off it as I want or as I can, and then I'll put it back in for the next step. You do need to separate the jaw when you're power washing. Now I've added 6 ounces of Dawn dishwashing soap, and I'm going to put it back in there, and I'm going to boil it lightly and then pressure wash again, and I'll repeat that until the skull is clean. I want to say again that I'm not an expert at this. This is the first one of these I've ever done. It's just a little bear skull, and it doesn't have a ton of sentimental value. So I'm trying. Obviously, my good friend Damien, he's the one that's showing me, or at least telling me how to do it. So his all look great, so I'm just trying it. So I'm not the expert here. I can't take any credit at all, but it seems to be working exactly like he's saying. I mean, it's not rocket science. You have to put the nozzle in the brain cavity of the power washer a little bit, and the bigger power washer you got, I suppose you could mess something up. He says you need to make sure you don't blow one of your teeth out and lose it. But beyond that, it's been pretty simple so far. All right, we're boiling, so here we go. I'll wait 40 minutes and take it out and power wash it. This is the peroxide that you use. It's 40 volume. I just finished power washing. As you can see, a couple small teeth fell out of the bottom jaw after the second power wash. I can tell that several are ready to fall out, so you do have to be really careful. Now all that's left is to add 6 more ounces of Dawn dish soap and the peroxide, and then add the skull to it. We'll boil it for 2 hours. Once we start it boiling, we'll turn it to a low boil. We'll keep it going for 2 hours, and then we'll leave it sit in the water overnight. Now all that's left is to add the 6 more ounces of Dawn dish soap and the peroxide. We'll let it boil overnight, and then we'll let it boil for 2 hours, and then we'll let it rest overnight in the water. So we've added the skull back to the 40% peroxide cream, and then also 6 more ounces of Dawn. We're going to heat it and not boil it for 2 hours. Once we're finished with that, we'll turn off the heat and let it sit in the liquid overnight.